global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. A lot is happening around Peter Obi lately. First, there's something unique happened between Bola Tinubu and Peter Obi in Rome, Italy. And again, this issue of collaboration with Atiku Abubakar 2027 and all of that, all of them is taking shape. But the question now is, will Nigerians in all sincerity move along with the trend? But let's find out the drama that took place very quickly between Peter Obi and Bola Tinubu in Rome. Now, according to the news, President Bola Tinubu told the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, as of some few hours ago, that he is the head of the Nigerian delegation to the Vatican. And the remark was made during the installation mass of Pope Leo XIV, where Tinubu, Peter Obi, and the former Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi met each other. Now, according to a statement by presidential spokesperson Bayo Nanuga, Fayemi spotted President Tinubu seated among world leaders and urged Obi to join him in greeting the Nigerian leader. Obi agreed and followed. As they approached Tinubu, the statement quoted Fayemi to have said, "Mr. President, welcome to our church and thank you for honoring the Pope with your presence. I should be the one welcoming you and Peter. I am the head of the Nigerian delegation," Tinubu replied. To this, Obi responded in agreement. "Yes, indeed, we are members of your delegation." The statement also noted that both Obi and Fayemi are committed Catholics and hold the papal knighthood. Wow. I guess Peter Obi is quite a very strong Christian. A lot of Nigerians have been reacting to that statement, that what's all of that? He doesn't need to say to Peter Obi's face. Does it mean that there's a psychological complex that is going on there, that it has to make him tell Peter Obi that I'm the one in charge? But let's find out what is going on politically with Peter Obi, which may not be sitting well with a lot of Nigerians. Well, ahead of the 2027 presidential election, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has reportedly offered the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi the position of Vice President in a one-term power-sharing agreement. Now, according to the sources, Atiku has committed to serving only one term if elected president, and Obi has accepted the offer to run as his deputy. However, Obi said to be consulting with his key supporters before making any public statement on this. Now, this development marks a potential political reunion. It can be recalled that Obi and Atiku's running mate under the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the 2019 elections where they lost to the then incumbent Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressive Congress, APC. It is understood that both camps are considering a different political party, given that both the PDP and Labour Party are immersed in crisis. One such option is the African Democratic Congress, which is ADC. Now, the Social Democratic Party was part of the plans before now, but it seems the ruling APC has also infiltrated the party. So they are tilting towards the ADC. Some of the loyalists have been meeting with the ADC leadership, and others have quietly joined the party. So if things do not favor them in LP and PDP, they may join ADC, is so said. Now, in March, Atiku, Obi, former Kaduna State Governor Nisa El-Rufai, and others announced a new political coalition aimed at challenging President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027. However, there has been no clear announcement on the proposed coalition till today. One political insider said consultations are still ongoing. You know that by this time next year, which is by May 2026, almost all parties would have unveiled their presidential candidate for the 2027 election. So the coalition moving mindful of that. The leaders have all agreed that it's only a coalition between Atiku, Obi, and others that can wrestle power from Tinubu. So they are crossing the T's and dotting the I's to finalize this. The source added that the UK meeting was key to the plan. Atiku and Obi met earlier this year in the UK. That was where Atiku first mooted the idea of a coalition and urged Obi to be his running mate. Obi then asked for time to think over and consult his loyalists. But recent development shows that Obi has accepted to be Atiku's running mate, and Atiku has also agreed to serve a single 4-year term and hand over to the former Anambra State governor. They have both agreed to sign a written agreement if necessary. Atiku spokesperson Paul Ibe confirmed coalition talks but declined to speak on any specific agreement. I know that His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi have been talking about coalition. I cannot speak on the specific agreement they have reached. All I can tell you is that both of them are focused on ensuring that they build a viable coalition that will be robust enough to accommodate diverse Nigerians to unseat the clueless APC government in 2027. Peter Emir, a close associate of Obi and secretary of the Coalition of United Political Parties, refused to confirm any deal but said Obi remains committed to Labour Party unity. No comment on this one until I speak with my Oga, he said. He added that we are in LP as we speak, and that is the option available to accommodate everyone because you cannot sleep in a hostile environment and expect to succeed. Meanwhile, Yenusa Tanko, the national coordinator of the Obidient movement, denied knowledge of any Atiku Obi joint ticket. As far as I'm concerned, after I met with him in Benin, there was nothing of this nature on the table. He has not shared with me or any of this particular issue. Neither has he called nor talked to me about it. NDC National Chairman Ralph Nwosu confirmed that talks are ongoing with major stakeholders, including opposition leaders and even some within the ruling APC. The ADC leadership has held conversations with all major stakeholders in the coalition drive and even people in government, that is, even people in APC, he said. Now, he revealed that 21 former national chairmen of the deregistered parties have joined ADC and hinted at a major announcement soon. Currently, we are involved in coalition talks with all critical stakeholders, and we are meeting frequently. And by the grace of God, before the end of this week, we will announce some of the recent developments to the entire world. Wow. Lots is going on, I must say, around Peter Obi. But my colleague is in the house. Let's start with what Daily Farotimi said. And most Nigerians, and I also stand with Daily Farotimi. This is me standing strongly with Daily Farotimi on this. And he said that any coalition that does not involve Peter Obi being the president, the candidate for a presidential seat or slot, I will not vote for him. I will only vote for Peter Obi if he is coming in as the president, because all the bulk of the blame and the successes will fall on his table. But as a vice, we are seeing what is happening with Shettima. Shettima is the vice president, but yet he is only busy going for attending meetings and weddings. Anything that has to do with governance, he has little or no idea. He's just there for talks and congratulations and condolences, of which Peter Obi may likely fall in place if eventually such happens. And besides, it's still the turn of the South. What's your take on this drama unfolding?
Well, I think that Nigerians already know the truth, and being a Nigerian know the truth that anything outside presidency, you are only going there to possibly enlist yourself as one of those who had at one point ruled Nigeria, or you were as a vice president. It's something that to mark register in Aso Rock, that once upon a time you were part of the government. Because as much as we, from day one, let's start all the way from when Buhari was in power, we've never seen any vice president. Jimmy Osibanjo tried to show small skill. They knit him finally, and he couldn't say anything again. I think that's why he even lost that APC distinct ticket to Bola Tinubu, because a lot of people didn't trust him any longer, So I think that the worst decision Peter Obi can ever make as a politician will be, aligning himself with any of these politicians to become their VP. The very day you do that, you've dented your image. And I know him that with what he has built us, even if he accepts to do that, at one point he will resign. But we don't want all those drama. It's unnecessary, you understand? Tell him, no matter what, that this is the turn of the South. Nationally, we don't care about what the politicians are saying. But nationally, this is the turn of the South. And if it's the turn of the South, then you allow him. Let him go. You can serve as an advisor than to, still be crying for the position of a president when you know that it's not the turn of the North. For me, this is absolutely, it's a no-no.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in the